Hey, hello, how are you? 11 minutes after 10, I know it's an unusual time, but it don't matter to me. I'm just taking a break from the Olympics. Taking a break. Been watching the Olympics since about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I've seen a fair amount of the 2018 Winter Olympics from Pyeongchang, South Korea. Beautiful games, great venues, great venues. So, it is a Thursday night, the 15th day of February 2018, unless you're in a different time zone, then it wouldn't be that time. In some places in the world, it's already the 16th. It's already 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:12 in South Korea where the games are. Nick, how are you? So I'm just in here playing around, as usual. I'm going to refresh this is my own personal page here. And you can't see the MattTv logo above me, so is it really MattTv? Survey says. I actually like just coming in here and playing around with my Apex 460 microphone. I got my headset on, so it sounds a little bit different. The sound that I'm hearing is obviously a little more rich, a little smoother, a little more crisp. It's a nice bouquet. It's a nice bouquet. But you're just hearing sound through my iPhone, so wah, wah. I kid. I'm just in here, like I said, I'm just taking a break from the Olympics. Pretty proud to be Canadian, pretty proud, even more proud to watch these athletes and to hear the stories. I love the fact that the CBC and all the networks involved, TSN and NBC, Sportsnet, they all have the reporters that go out months before the games and do in-depth interviews and hang out with friends and family of these Canadian athletes, so you get to know them behind the scenes, which I think is great. I love the fact that we do that. And if you sit and watch the Olympics long enough, you actually learn some really interesting stuff. Like I was watching men's downhill skiing last night, and one of the individuals that was skiing at the time, of course, they have the computer in front of them, and they have all this kind of, all kinds of stats on these individuals as they race. And this, I can't remember where he was from, what country he was from, European country. But they were saying that back at some point during a race in 2013, he was doing 160 kilometers an hour. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now, some people will say, yes, I drive a motorcycle. I easily do 160K. Yes, but you are in way more control on a motorcycle. You have brakes. You have brakes on a motorcycle. You don't have that luxury when you're going down a mountain on 2 pieces of hard plastic that are designed to cut through crusty snow and get you down from point A to point B as quick as possible. And I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, Nick, and I just made the point where there are Olympic sports in winter and summer where you can train 4 years and you only get 1 crack at it. Maybe you get 4 runs and it's a combined tally of scores. But there are many events out there that, while you are in pursuit of that medal, the spot on the podium, you could easily be seriously injured or even killed. It's amazing what people will do for something to hang around their neck. Collect points in their profession. Just think about it. Just think about that for a moment. Ponder on that. Ooh. But actually quite thankful for the time zone for this year's Winter Olympics. 17-hour time difference. So for me, I can turn on the CBC and just flip back and forth between 3-4 channels for 6 or 7 hours and see all kinds of events that are live. So really grateful for the CBC, NBC, Sportsnet, TSN, and everyone over there covering the games. The games. Hello, Angie. How are you? Hope all is well in Souk, British Columbia. You can probably hear the traffic behind me. We're right in the bounds, the boundaries of White Rock. And there's a road out here, 160th, that takes you right down to the beach. So it's a pretty high traffic road. And people go into the stop sign here like they don't know there's a stop sign there. I don't get it. Pay attention. Oh, I'm quite cozy here. I need to find a couch cover. I have spent many hours on this couch. We used to have it on our back deck, which is a south-facing backyard. So I've spent many afternoons having naps on the couch. Me and Zorro have spent many nights out, just sleeping under the stars, just sleeping out in Mother Nature. Well, not really. You're on your back deck in White Rock, but at least you're not confined in your home. But yes, many hours on the old couch. I am quite comfortable in here. Quite comfortable. Vancouver Island, yes, yes. I was just on the island for my 45th birthday, which would have been just less than a month ago. I don't get over there enough. The one thing I'll say, my only peeve is I think they need more transportation to get people from the ferry terminal right into downtown Vancouver. They need more buses, or they just need more buses. Have express buses, because that's a real pain. That's such a deterrent for me. To go from White Rock to Victoria would take, the last time I did it here just a few weeks ago, it took 6 hours. No thanks. Krista Lawson, how are you? I'm just in here messing around, man. I like coming in here late at night because your voice gets a little bit deeper. Your voice is deeper first thing in the morning because your vocal cords rest all night. Well, for some of us anyway, the vocal cords will rest during the night. So anyone who does voiceovers, or you want a nice deep read in the morning, that's when you do it. You do it first thing in the morning. Get up and have like a Granny Smith apple, or I think that was one of the tricks I was taught to really suck out a lot of the excess moisture out of your mouth. Just take a couple bites out of a Granny Smith apple, and you can use that trick at home whenever. You don't have to be a voiceover actor to eat Granny Smith apples. That would just be complete lunacy. But I like coming in here and just playing around and just ad-libbing and improv and, just hanging out. Just hanging out. But having fun and not, you'll never hear me swear in here. I'll never drop an F-bomb in here. Ever. Never. So you are on the island. The last time you were in the Lower Mainland was 1981? Really? Really, really? Wow. That's a long time, Angie. Come on now. Tell me you made an attempt to get over here during the Olympics. Please tell me that. I worked with people. I met him right after the Olympics, but we're talking the next week after the games when everything was packed up and everyone left, when the world left Vancouver. I continued to work, or I started work again doing landscaping, and I started working with this guy, Derek. And I asked him if the games were here. The games were here. If you lived in Canada, there wasn't really any reason why you shouldn't have come out to Vancouver to experience it. But he didn't go because he had a fight with his girlfriend the night before. I'm like, what? Come on, man. Come on. You didn't go see one of the biggest spectacles to come to North America to Canada to your hometown because you had a fight with your girlfriend. Come on, man. Oh, that was good stuff. Good. Because I went to the game. I went to downtown Vancouver. Of course I did. Went in there with my Team Canada jersey, had my camcorder, ended up watching the hockey game on a big screen across the street from the CBC building. Every time I go into the city and I walk by that vacant lot, I get goosebumps because I remember when Sid the Kid scored in overtime and we beat the States 3-2. It was awesome. I ended up watching the game with, I got a picture taken with this guy with the Canadian flag wrapped around us. I can't think of his name, but we were crying together. I was crying with a complete stranger after Canada won the 2010 men's hockey game. It was awesome, awesome. And I was really impressed. Since we're going to talk about Olympics, well, at least I will. Really impressed. I actually woke up at 4 o'clock this morning to watch Team Canada, and they looked really good. They looked hungry. And that's what I like. There was some just intensity. They were hitting right from the very beginning. And I don't know all the hockey lingo. I'm not going to pretend that I do. But it looked like Team Canada has something to prove. I think all teams do. And I think it's really up for grabs. For the first time in a long time, I think men's hockey, I think the gold medal, I think all medals are up for grabs with no NHL players. But don't get me wrong. Talk to Don Cherry. I'm pretty sure we have a very high caliber of Canadian gentlemen, lads, representing Canada. So good on them. Good on them. You were asked to sing at Expo 86. Oh, Haida Gwaii. Okay, well, Haida Gwaii that's pretty north. That's like the northern part of the islands, right? I believe. I mean, I've been out here 18 years. I think I'm pretty good with my geography there. So, do you still sing, Angie? Do you still sing? And what was it for, like an opening ceremony? Was it the national anthem? What was it that they were getting you to sing? But I love Vancouver Island. I love it out here. I was having a discussion with the gentleman today for a program that he's working on, and we were just talking about community and are we losing our sense of community. And I'll just make a quick point as far as community. I think communities, their voice is being heard even more so now because of the internet. You have online petitions and the word is getting out there to more of the mass of people, right? That's a good thing. Getting news out there through the internet is a good thing, but then we have this crazy term that everyone seems to be latching onto in fake news. That's one of my least favorite words in the English language, fake news. I don't like it. Oh, I don't like it. 24 minutes after 10 here on the west coast of British Columbia. My name is Matthew. This is MattTv, kind of, but it's not on my MattTv Facebook page. It's just here on my personal page. I'm just hanging out here on an overcast, rainy Thursday night. How was your Valentine's? Valentine's. Hey, Krista, how you doing? How are you doing? Is everyone handling winter okay back on the East Coast? It's been quite brutal. But honestly, out here, we had snow. We had snow here a couple days ago, but I could go out and cut my grass. Plants are blooming. It's just a different weather system out here, and that's all right. So you're scrolling along. See, you were meant to not have sleep tonight. Just so you could pop in and say, hey, man, what's happening? Yeah, Nick, I saw your post. It sounded like you had a great Valentine's. That's awesome. Awesome. My sleeping pattern is pretty out of whack right now. The fact that I don't have a job right now to get up to was one thing, but the Olympics, I get up at 4 o'clock this morning to watch Team Canada play hockey, but I would get up at any time. Team Canada could be playing an 18-hour marathon hockey game, and I would be there. I'm going to be in the front row. Cool. What venue was that? Whereabouts in the city were you? Because I wasn't here for Expo 86. I don't even know if my Aunt Louise was living here at the time. Everybody knows. You know, before I went live, I had just had my microphone on. I didn't have my phone on, and I was thinking, you know what, I could do karaoke. I could get up nice and close. See, like I said, it's way different. Like, it sounds really nice because I'm up nice and close and intimate with the microphone here, but you're not getting the same thing there. You're just not getting the same thing. What's the same year? So the same year that you declined to sing at Expo 86 was the same year that Rita McNeil made her debut with the song Workin' Man. Okay. Is that how the story goes? Any regrets on that? And why did you back out, if you don't mind me asking? Austin, I see you like the program, but I haven't heard from you, man. It's been a long time, Austin. What's going on, my friend? Yeah, I've been up to my eyeballs in Olympics. I've been watching a lot of Olympics. I was watching Skeleton tonight. Skeleton, those guys are insanely talented. Think about it. You remember back in the day, hopping on the crazy carpet? The crazy carpet. These guys are in a tube that is filled with sheer ice, and they're on two blades in skin-tight spandex and a helmet. Yeah, love it. Love that. Oh, you just didn't go, so you have no idea. Okay, all right. All right. Kirk Gray. I think I remember playing basketball against Kirk. I'm probably still the same size as the last time Kirk saw me. I think I stopped growing in like grade 9. 9. Come and go as you please. There ain't no guarantee. Imagine if you had go through the whole day by finishing your sentences by going, oh yeah. I'm gonna go now, yeah. Oh yeah. He's slowly spiraling out of control. Don't even try and save him. Sometimes I'm just in here, really, I'm in here by myself. And sometimes I get locked into that mode where I'm just here talking to myself, looking at my phone. And then I realize, oh yeah, there's people in here playing around. Laura, how are you? Do. I was just sharing a story about you and Derek. And how Derek didn't go to the Olympics. And why he didn't go to the Olympics. And how I razzed him about not going to the Olympics over said topic. I'm doing okay. Still processing things. Still not in... you can always go back and watch it afterwards. I'm not in any big rush to do anything. I am... Well, I was talking about this earlier this week. I'm really focusing on my mental health. So, luckily for me, through some friends, there is someone that I can talk to, which I have. So I've started the ball rolling on that because there are just things, there's a lot of things. It does you no service to keep things bottled up. It's just not good. So mental health, looking after that. The job, that will happen when it happens. Right now, one of our main concerns is just getting a vehicle. We just need a vehicle. So that is our plan for the weekend, is to go out and do some car shopping. So if anyone is watching this live or watching this at a later date, if you have any advice, if you have any tips for someone who was going in to a car dealership just looking for a used car, Look, we're not looking for a brand new car. I'm not interested in putting monthly payments down on a vehicle. We have the money. We just want to give them the cash and get a vehicle. So if there are any tips that you can share with me, that'd be great. That'd be great. And I can almost guarantee you at least once, and every once in a while, I'll do a really bad accent. 86 world, that's positional transportation and communication, or simply Expo 86. Oh, so it was in early May. Yeah, I knew it was in the spring. Yeah, 86. Yeah, I don't know if I'm pretty sure. I knew my parents and grandparents came out here on a regular basis because my Aunt Louise was a nurse at St. Paul's. So she was the reason why, my Aunt Louise was the reason why I decided that I wanted to live in British Columbia. But I came to that decision when I was in grade 11. When I was in grade 11, I remember just standing in the crush area, all my friends, and I was like, someday I'm going to live in British Columbia. Boom. Oh, yeah. Santa Fe. What are you talking about, Santa Fe? You talking about going away and Oh, the car. Yes. Okay, sorry, Santa Fe. Go at the end of the month. Go to the car dealership at the end of the month. Oh, hang on, low battery. I did it again. My phone was at 41% when I started in here. Well, we're actually going with a family friend who is very well versed in vehicles. He's a tremendous mechanic. He knows all the ins and outs. So we're going to be taking someone with way more experience. We're just going to say, look, here's our money. Let's work together and figure out what we need to do. Because we're just going to take his advice because he's way more educated in this kind of stuff than we are. So, and we trust him, and it's all good. It's all good. They got to hit their goal. Okay, end of the month. We'll keep that in mind. A magnet. Okay, that's a neat little trick. Interesting. You see if there's lots of body fill. Okay, magnet. Okay, good trick to know. Oh, I did not know that. All right. This may be one of those programs that I just simply delete. But you just never know. I could sit in here for 10 minutes and not move and pretend I'm doing one of those mannequin challenges. Was that a thing? Was that a thing? What did they call that? The mannequin something? The freeze? Yeah, that's the one thing we definitely want to try and find out is if the vehicle's ever been in an accident. We definitely don't want a vehicle that's been in any type of accident at all. Like, that's not cool. There's zero tolerance for that. Yes, I believe back in 2015, yeah, the jaws of life were used on this vehicle. Yeah, we're going to pass. I saw a weird vehicle today. They have the motorized scooters. Well, this thing was completely enclosed. It looked like it looked like a little space pod. It looked like a little alien ship. It looked like an alien ship. And I thought, how can this guy even see? How can he see? I love old people. Love old people. Thank you, Lord. It's good. Well, that's just great. Do. Has anyone ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Brooklyn Nine-Nine is one of the, I think, and I don't even think they make it anymore. I don't know how many seasons there were of it. But me and Kai and Moon have been watching a lot of them. Adam Sandberg, and just Terry Crews is in it. If you've never seen it, just watch one episode and just The writing is brilliant. The writing is brilliant. The comedic timing between everyone is just stellar. The Canadian flag is still in Conception Bay, South Newfoundland. I'm hoping that it'll be in the mail sometime this week. I'm hoping Simon McGuinness will have the opportunity to just get to the post office, put it in a very special envelope, bubble wrap envelope, and get it out here. So this is the 15th of... I'm hoping to have it out here. I'd like to have it out here by the end of the month, but whatever it gets here when it gets here. It'll be here when it gets here. Do you think any karaoke singers out there? Is anyone singing karaoke? When was the last time you sang karaoke? Because the last time I sang karaoke, I was drinking alcohol, and I was living in Woodstock, New Brunswick. So this was like the mid-90s. It's raining out. Can you hear the rain? You can probably hear the rain through my phone. I can really hear it through my... 5 years ago. So, Nick, you did karaoke 5 years ago? All right. Are you still trying to forget it? Are you still trying to forget that experience? You have to, man. You know what? I'm reading this book. You know what I realized? That I like reading. I'm not a big reader. I'll be the first to admit that I'm not a big reader. But if you are reading the right book, and it is telling you things that is common sense, you get excited about it. And you're like, my goodness, this education stuff is awesome. And you learn to use bigger words than awesome. I don't know. 5 years ago. Okay. I think if I was going to attempt karaoke, it would have to be something where you are... I can't imagine screaming out loud singing. For me, I'd have to be up nice and close to the microphone and make it a nice intimate song. Like, for me, anything by... will always be a fan of George Michael. George Michael put out some unbelievable ballads in the 90s. So, and he's just a terrific musician, and I'm really sad that he's gone. But he would be an artist, someone just up nice and close. That's how you scare the audience away. Okay, so Angie's doing karaoke at the Legion. Okay. Angie, you can answer this question for me. Truth or fiction? If an individual, regardless of who they are, if someone walks into the Legion with a hat on, do they have to buy everyone that's in the Legion around? I've heard that, so I'm just curious. Regardless of who it is, if you walk into a Legion with your hat on, you have to buy everyone that is present a drink. And go. Well, that's what I was thinking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I have that theme song going over and over in my head. But that's as far as I get. If you've never seen it, you're not living. I don't know. No idea. I just know I've been yapping for almost 30 minutes by myself in my garage. It's just fantastic. Yeah. But I come in here and I'll listen to my show back, maybe, if I have time. It depends on how long it goes. But I pick up on things that I try and get rid of in the next show. Like one thing that I try and stay away from, and it bothers me no matter who is talking. When you use a lot, people think that you have no idea what you're talking about. So the best thing you can do is know what you're going to say before you open up your mouth. That's pretty important. But if something does slip out, then I don't know. When in doubt, leave it out. When in doubt, leave it out. Who else can I talk about here real quick? Yeah, I'm going to talk about some people. Yes. Okay. Well, the message is probably out there that if you do wear your hat into a legion, yeah, you got to buy everyone a drink. Yeah, it is totally disrespectful, for sure. But no, I just wanted to talk about a couple people in a good way. I just wanted to say hi to Dude. Wanted to say hi to Darren O'Donnell. He's just a tremendous human. And I wish that I had the opportunity to spend more time with him. I would just simply love to spend 2 or 3 hours with Dude. Him being on the other side of the country, you know what? It actually gives me an idea. We text back and forth, but we have the technology. I think tomorrow maybe I'll just FaceTime him or just send him a message and just see, because hearing someone talking on the phone is way better than texting, way better than emails. And I've said this many, many times. It doesn't matter. You can put all the expression you want into a text. Put all the expression you want into typing that text. But the individual on the other side, they can easily misinterpret what you're trying to say, and they certainly don't hear the emotion that you're putting into a text. So call someone up. Just call someone. We have the technology where you can hit a button on your phone and you can split screen and you can talk to someone who could be on the other side of the globe. How cool is that? So why not take advantage of it? Brooklyn Nine-Nine, yes. One of the best characters in the show. I can't think of the guy's name, his real life name, but he plays the character Boyle. In Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And I think, and they don't make this show anymore, and I have no idea where this guy is as far as like in movies and shows, but he is just hilarious. He is so funny. But I was really impressed with, I love the writing. I just love the writing. Like I said, it's all comedic timing. Like you can have a great ensemble cast, but if your comedic timing isn't there, then it's just not there. I mean, look at the cast of Friends. That's why when their egos got so big, they were like, you know what? We're worth like $1 million an episode. Oh, you don't want to pay us $1 million an episode? Well, we're just going to cancel the show. Come on, man. Come on. That's your ego talking. Settle down. Settle down. John Lee, how are you, my friend? I'm going to tone it down. I know there's women's curling on right now. Women's curling is on. Canada is playing Denmark. I think I'm going to get up at I'm going to get up in the morning at 3 o'clock. It's either 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. But men's curling, Team Canada is playing, which is really late, right? They are 11. It's coming up on 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in South Korea right now. Exactly. You can't misinterpret. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's way more difficult to misinterpret what someone is saying when you're actually listening to what they are saying, the words they are speaking, the tone in which they are speaking to you. Oh, yeah. Lindsey Vonn. Yeah. She is, she's pretty talented. I don't know enough about her, but I know she's had a tremendous career. I think Lindsey Vonn, isn't she like the American who has won pretty much every medal that you can get? She's one of those individuals where what else is there for her to prove? But maybe some athletes towards the end, they don't have anything to prove, but that's what they love, right? That's what they love. You know, for me, how difficult it would be for me if someone had said, hey, you can never this voice acting that you're doing, you can't do it anymore. You can't make money by speaking. That would be devastating. That would be really devastating. So I'm not even going to think about it. That's just a crazy scenario. See, that's a good lesson right there. That's a really good lesson right there. Why would I even think of that? That doesn't even exist. I'm getting all worked up about an experience that I created sitting right here on my couch in my garage in White Rock, British Columbia. See how silly that is? See how silly that is? But people, that's how people spend their lives. And that's how people's lives quickly spiral out of control, because they have an experience, and instead of letting that experience go through them, and that thought and the feeling and the emotion that came with that experience just go through them and be aware, they lock some of that away. They cling on to it. Then they build a wall around it. And then you're just a completely different person. Because whatever it is inside that you are trying to protect, you are now altering your life to protect whatever it is. It's crazy. Still very active with Tiger Williams. Okay, all right. Well, she's probably had some spectacular crashes. I'm thinking that's the reason why she wasn't at Sochi. But yeah, she's one of the best, arguably the best female that ever put on a pair of skis. But you watch the men's downhill. I was watching the men's downhill yesterday, and just some of the stats that they throw out, like when they are jumping and actually leaving the ground and landing farther down the course, some of these guys are traveling half the length of a football field from taking off to landing while doing 112 kilometers an hour. Like, it's madness. It's madness. I love it. I love that sport because you're just going so fast. You're like, you guys are just, that's a special breed of individual who consciously puts on hard plastic and some boots and thinks it's a good idea to go as fast as you can down a mountainside going in between plastic sticks for a medal and maybe some points. Humans. It's good stuff. Excellent. But I love what the networks have been doing with all the background information, all the backstories, which is really nice. Really nice. The only thing I'm kind of disappointed about, and kind of disturbing, not kind of, it is disturbing, but it is the world that we live in, where I can't even think of what event it was. I want to say it was speed skating. I think it was. It was speed skating, I believe. And we had a Canadian female athlete finish fourth. But upon review, the individual who finished third was disqualified, which bumped up our Canadian athlete to a bronze. And she was receiving death threats, receiving hateful messages on her social media that she had to shut down. Come on. Like, they didn't say anything about where these messages were originating, but still, come on. The Todd Brooker, you know what? I probably saw that on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Is that the one where he went off the jump? Is that the ski jump, John? Because I know that's such famous footage. I remember seeing it every week at ABC's Wide World of Sports. I don't know, but I remember the footage of the guy going off the ski jump. Oh, that's not the one. Okay, Todd Brooker. All right. I will definitely Google it. But yeah, there's no the forest is unforgiving. Oh, wow. Like, these individuals are going super fast. That's why I was saying doing 160 on a motorcycle is one thing. You can slow down in a matter of seconds on a straight or whatever. You're doing 110 or 112, even 160 at one point, this guy. Yeah, and you lose an edge? Toast. You are toast. I'm going to look up that Todd Brooker. Todd Brooker. I haven't heard that name in a long time. But really happy with the Olympics. I'm really happy that we're doing really well. I think we're at our medal count is 13, 14, 11, somewhere in there. We're doing really well. Watched a lot of figure skating tonight. Like I said, the living out here on the West Coast and the time zone, the time difference between here and South Korea, 17 hours. It's perfect. It's perfect. We start watching Olympic prime time at 4 o'clock in the afternoon out here, and we can watch it. We watch it for 12 hours. I mean, it goes late or early into the next morning, but that's okay. But that's all right. People certainly can be cruel. Yes. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know what would possess or what would drive a complete stranger to say those kinds of things to someone that they don't know. They don't know this individual. Mind-numbing, it really is. It's sad. I feel sad for those individuals that think that they have to write stuff like that. Like, what's the point? Like, just a waste of energy. Just a waste of energy. That experience was the athlete's experience, and somehow all these individuals were just overcome with emotion and negative thoughts, and they just lashed out at this complete stranger who is just competing at a world event where it's supposed to be about unity and peace. Oops. Oops. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool, man. Well, when I left the house, they were only in their second end of curling. I've been out here for 5 hours. They should be the fourth end. No, it's not that long. But I love curling. I'm actually getting into all these Olympic events. I love curling. It's good strategy. Some of the shots are a little bit confusing, but some of the shots are a bit confusing as to why they would... Like, there's no way it would take me weeks and weeks to learn all the terminology and the weight, and, you know, you get people hollering at you and you're scrubbing ice. Like, it would just be weird. It'd be really weird. But curling is something I could get into. I could get into curling. The skeleton and the luge and the bobsled, I don't know. That's a little too fast for me. Like, those guys doing the skeleton, they got a helmet and boots on, and they're on like a metal, they're on a metal platform doing a ridiculous speed down it's a trail of ice. Trail of ice. Mr. Graham, what's up? Absolutely love this microphone. I wish I was sitting in a nice multi-million-dollar studio downtown Vancouver with a dozen of the city's biggest, busiest casting directors. I'd be like, look, boys, I'd hold up like a dozen scripts, narrations, commercial copies, and be like, sit down. I'm here to impress. I just had a barbecue and I had like 3 or 4 Chuffy burgers before I came in here, so that's why I'm talking like that. It's okay, because back in the day when I drank, I used to get, what was the beer I used to get? It used to get me in a lot of trouble. What was the beer? Oh yeah, 10 feet tall and bulletproof. That was, well, every once in a while you'd get a case of 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And at the end of the night, it just wasn't, it never worked out well. Never worked out well. Because you always wanted to dance. You want to dance? You always wanted to dance with someone. But it wasn't a good dance. Wasn't a good dance, because at the end, the only thing you were hearing were birds. Were birds circling your head. Birds circling your head. I don't know. This is just, it's off the rail, off the hinges. Okay, 10:56. My darts. I love my darts. I just like concentrating on the numbers. I'm definitely a lot better than I was here when I first got it here for Christmas. But whenever I get a really good score, like right now, my high score for 3 darts, because you just throw 3 darts at a time, is 134. 134. So I was quite happy about that. Pretty happy about 134. But no, I have it hanging up here, so I know I spent a lot of time playing darts in here. A lot of time playing darts. Okay. Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows. That was one of my favorite shows growing up. And I didn't even really like radio. I wasn't interested in doing radio at the time. We grew up. The shows that we watched back in the day were so great. The sets were just so simple. Like today, I caught the last 2 minutes of Different Strokes with Gary Coleman. You know, it just depends on what network it is. But I love the old shows. Loved WKRP in Cincinnati. Baby. I just heard the garage doors like right behind this painting. So I just heard the car door slam, and I'm like, we don't have a vehicle. But I think I'm going to go back in and watch some curling. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, thanks for hanging out. You know what? I might just save this. No biggie if I do. No biggie if I don't. Excellent. All right. Enjoy the rest of the Olympics. Go Canada, go. Go Canada, go. I think tomorrow night, pretty sure tomorrow night at 10 after 7 Pacific time. That's 10 after 11 Atlantic. Team Canada, men's hockey. I'm pretty sure that's happening tomorrow. See, it's way better out here in the West Coast. It's not quite so late. Olympics get underway at like 3:30, 4 o'clock here in the West Coast. It's prime time, baby. Prime time. Prime time. Okay, I'm going to step out of the dark. Go outside and enjoy the rain that is falling here in the South Coast. I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati. Yeah. You got to end it in yeah. Okay, that's going to do it for me. I am done being a buffoon in here on Facebook Live. Okay, alrighty then. I'm just going to wait for the clock to strike 11, and then I shall reach for my phone and hit finish. And I shall be done with it. And then I'll post it. And then I'll watch it and go, man, what is wrong with him? I'm kidding. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your Friday. And for everyone that is not living in the province of British Columbia, have a great holiday Monday. A holiday Monday. Aren't you lucky? I got a holiday Monday too. And I got a holiday Tuesday, a holiday Wednesday, a holiday Thursday, holiday Friday. On that tone-deaf note, I'm out of here. My name is Matthew. This is kind of MattTv. Now and always, for sure, from sea to sea. Bye-bye now.